Look, wear whatever you want. I encourage that. You should be wearing things that you feel confident in and what you think looks good. That being said, despite the title, I really don't think there's such thing as a real fashion mistake. We all have our own opinions, our own personal styles, and we all think different things look good. That being said, there are certain things out there that most people can agree just do not look good. Let's find out what those are to see if you're making any of these fashion mistakes. For example, the first one, wearing extremely dirty shoes. Look, I'm guilty of this myself, so yeah, I'm no one to talk. But I know sometimes you just don't want to throw them out. You don't have to. You can get yourself a shoe cleaner, clean up your shoes, so that way you can save a few bucks while fixing this fashion mistake. Like I said, I am one to talk. Look at my New Balances. Okay, because of the light, they don't look as bad, but yeah, they're pretty cooked. That being said, I need to clean these ASAP, otherwise I'm just gonna keep making this fashion mistake. And yes, I get it, having some character on your shoes look good. These have a little bit too much character. Now, of course, if they're white shoes, that's just impossible to keep them white all the time. But once they start getting to that point where they just look bad because they're way too dirty, or sometimes they're just at the point where you cannot go back, and once they get there, you do have to throw them out. The second mistake is going to be low quality pieces. There is a huge difference between affordable pieces and cheap pieces. Of course, everyone's idea of affordable is different because we all have different budgets. But I know firsthand how it is to be in high school or even younger, looking at some clothes and then being way too pricey. When I was 15-16 years old, I would have loved to buy shirts that costed 80 bucks, but for me at that time, that was just unheard of. But despite the fact that we all have different budgets, some pieces are just way too cheap. Yes, I know that shirt from H&M is very tempting because it's only $5, but you have to keep in mind there's a reason why it's $5. Aside from all the things that happen that we don't see, that shirt is just way too low quality. I'm not just singling out H&M as just an example. And another thing you have to keep in mind is, yes, in the store it looks good, but after a few washes it looks nothing like that. And that's what really separates low quality pieces. It's not going to hold its shape, but at the same time, that doesn't mean the more money you spend directly translate to the quality behind the shirt. I have spent a questionable amount of money on one shirt, and let me tell you, not worth the money. I think there's a perfect in between and a perfect balance between affordable prices and high quality pieces. There's plenty of stores out there, but if I'm being honest, I feel like there's something that I could do behind that. Guys, I think it's finally time to make a clothing line. Now, I wanted to partner with somebody. I wanted to make these pieces as high quality as possible, and I got the perfect opportunity to do that with Jose Zuniga, the owner of Essentials. I want to make high quality pieces that will last you a while. So every piece that I come out with Essentials, I want it to be worth the money. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, of course, we gave ourselves a time limit, so that way we're not just all talk. Come May 6th, in a little less than a month, we're going to be dropping some pieces that are well worth the money. And of course, pieces that I designed, so anything we come out with, I will personally love myself. Now, of course, the stock is going to be limited. It's going to sell out. So mark your calendars right now. You can check out the landing page to get notified. It's going to be the first link in the description. Also, 10 people that sign up for this mailing list are going to get the chance to receive a $100 gift card for this new drop. The next mistake that just doesn't look good is going to be pet hair. Now, this is something that I struggle with as well because I have cats, I have dogs. I pretty much just cannot escape it. It's very annoying. It doesn't look good. It makes your outfits look more sloppy. And as much as I love my pets, I feel like every single time I see pet hair on my clothes, I get closer and closer to shaving them. Obviously, I wouldn't, but I am getting very close. Now, of course, that's not the only option. You can get some lint rollers. Sometimes they don't do the best job, but it's better than nothing. Sometimes it's tedious, but it's something you have to do because pet hair just doesn't look good. And I think it's a fashion mistake that I see a lot of people make. But I did want to ask for your help because if you have pets and you found a way to get rid of pet hair, let me know in the comments because this is something I still struggle with a lot. The next fashion mistake is going to be leaving your wrists empty. Now, if it's not obvious already, I love accessories. I truly think an outfit is not complete without accessories, but as we're getting into the warmer season, a lot of times you're going to be wearing short sleeves. Now, when I say an outfit doesn't look complete without accessories, if you're wearing a short sleeve shirt, I don't think it's complete if your wrists are empty. So that means either getting a watch or getting a bracelet. I wear my watches on my non-dominant hand and I wear my bracelets on my dominant hand. And for me, it's either one or the other. I don't like wearing both. I just stick to one. And mostly it has been watches just because I've been a big fan of watches, if that's not obvious already. But in this warmer season especially, I think leaving your wrists empty is a huge fashion mistake. So go out, find a nice watch. It doesn't have to be too expensive. Now, like I mentioned earlier, affordability all comes down to the person. So if you could spend around $200, I think that's perfect. You can get yourself a Seiko. If you have around $100, check out Timex. If you have around 50 bucks, then go get a Casio. All three of these are great options. It really just depends on your budget. The next fashion mistake is going to be wearing the same color every day. And for the most part, it's going to be the color black. And I get it, we all look good in black, but if you wear that every single day, it gets very boring. If you have your head made up that you're only going to wear darker colors, it doesn't always have to be black. You can get something like navy blue, you can get something like dark gray, but even then that starts to get boring over time. If you're wearing black every single day, just step out your comfort zone. I'm not telling you to wear a mustard yellow. I personally don't even wear that, but get something like a beige. I think beige will look good on pretty much everybody. It's one of my favorite colors to wear. Get some lighter greens, and then as you start to get comfortable with those colors, then you can start wearing more vibrant colors. And like I mentioned earlier, we're transitioning into the spring and summer, so right now is the best time. Start experimenting with some lighter colors. The next fashion mistake is going to be not hanging your sweaters. Again, this is another one. I'm one to talk. It's going to leave some marks on the shoulders, which is very tedious to get away from. And again, it's something else that makes you look sloppy and a little less put together. Especially if you're wearing something like a sweater, you're supposed to look a little bit more sophisticated. So it completely ruins it for you. So you could either fold up your sweaters and put them away like that, or what I do, I just kind of fold them up in half, put them in between the hanger, and that's how I hang mine up. All right, this next one is going to be one that I saw a lot in high school. Luckily, I don't see it as much anymore, but if you're on the younger side and you're making this mistake, you got to stop. And that is going to be having your chains and necklaces outside your hoodie. I get it, you want to show off your jewelry, but that's just not the way to do so. If you're wearing a hoodie, you're kind of compromising on the fact that you're not going to be able to show your chains and necklaces. That's okay. There's other accessories that you can show off. I really do think this one just looks very tacky. So that being said, if you're wearing hoodies every single day because they're comfortable, I get it. I understand. They are very comfortable, but you got to switch it up. Start wearing some things like a button-down shirt, especially if you're on the younger side. When I was in high school, not a lot of people wore shirts like this. So chances are, if you're wearing a hoodie, you're going to be dressing like everybody else, which is exactly the next mistake. Stop dressing like everybody else. More specifically, stop dressing exactly like your friends. I've said it once and I will say it again. When everybody in a friend group dresses the same, you end up looking like a bunch of minions. Start dressing better than your friends. Start dressing a little bit more sophisticated. Again, you don't have to go completely out of your comfort zone. There are plenty of casual things that look sophisticated. So yes, a lot of these were geared towards the younger side. So despite these fashion mistakes, if you are in school and you want to learn how to dress better to school, I have a video that's going to show you exactly that. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.